Hello everyone, welcome to my complete Yao Yao guide. In this video, I'm going over everything you need to know about Yao Yao and making sure that this is the only guide that you need to watch if you want to build a Yao Yao. Let's get started, shall we?
Hello, I'm Yao Yao, a lowly disciple of the Adeptus Streetwear Rambler.
Yao Yao is the newest 4-star character in the patch 3.4. She is a very cute healer, applicator support, and on-field or off-field spread DPS. She is truly one of her kind.
If you're still hungry, I also brought a freshly washed radish and some vinegar.
Talon's normal attack. She does a 4-hit strike with the polearm that she wields, which are quite adorable to look at. Elemental skill. On cast, Yao Yao will release a little bunny device called Yugui, which will throw radishes on you, your co-op allies, or the enemies. If the radish hits the enemy, it will do an instance of Dendro damage. And if it hits the active character, it will heal the active character. Now, there is a certain condition that is required to be fulfilled in order to gain the healing or to attack the enemy. Now, in this condition, goes like this, alright? If the active character has less than 70% HP, the bunny will target the active character and give heals to the active character. And if the active character's HP is more than 70%, it will target the enemy and do Dendro damage. You can hold or tap the skill depending upon the scenario and the situation you are trapped in. The damage dealt will be counted as elemental skill damage and it will scale off of attack. But the healing that this bunny Yugui does scales off of HP. This bunny will stay on field for 10 seconds and apply Dendro every 2.5 seconds for a total of 4 times in a single target situation. Now, this bunny will also generate 1 particle every 2 seconds for a total of 5 times in the duration, only if it will target the enemy. And if it heals the active character, you will not gain the particles. Alright? So this is a crucial thing to note. Elemental burst. On cast, Yao Yao will enter a special state which will give her some special traits for 5 seconds. These radishes that she throws will heal and deal damage simultaneously, unlike her elemental skill. Okay? And the healing that is done through her elemental bursts will apply to the entire party and not just the active character. Now, the damage dealt will be counted as burst damage and it will scale off of attack. Okay, she will also summon 3 bunnies in place of 1. She will also gain movement speed of 15% and Dendro resistance bonus. States last for 5 seconds and this burst is a 80 energy cost burst, making her rely on tons and tons of energy recharge or another character that can funnel her particles. We will also talk about the energy recharge that she needs in the artifact section, so don't worry about that. Ascension 1 passive. When she is running, jumping or sprinting in her elemental burst state, she will constantly throw radish every 0.6 seconds. She will throw 1 radish every 0.6 seconds, alright? Ascension 4 passive. When these white jade radishes explode and the active character is within the AoE of the white jade radishes, the active character will gain HP every 1 second for a total of 5 seconds. Okay, and this is based off of 0.8% of Yao Yao's max HP. So that was Yao Yao's kit. Now, talking about talent priorities, I hope you quite understood that her elemental burst is the main part of her kit, and the elemental skill as well. And the normal attacks can be ignored if you're not building her as a physical carry. So for talent priority, your burst and your skill will have the same importance, and try to level both of them.
So tasty. Next time you cook, let me come too. I can help.
Constellations. Having constellations for Yao Yao is more than just a good improvement to her playstyle and her kit. Her constellations are, to be honest, pretty cracked. Constellation 1. A 15% extra Dendro damage bonus is given for 8 seconds, and 15 extra stamina is restored to the active character every 5 seconds. And this occurs only when the white jade radishes explode and the active character is within their AoE. Constellation 2. It helps her ER problems, and when she is in her burst state, she will gain 3 energy every 0.8 seconds. Her Constellation 3 will be a plus 3 levels for her elemental skill. Constellation 4. Her elemental mastery will be increased by 0.3% of her max HP for 8 seconds when she uses her elemental burst or skill. And the maximum elemental mastery that she can gain is 120. Constellation 5 will be a plus 3 levels for your elemental burst. Constellation 6, a big improvement to her kit. For every 2 radishes that the bunny throws, the next radish will also release a mega radish that has a larger AoE and has a special trait. It will deal a AoE Dendro damage based off of 75% of Yao Yao's attack, and it will also restore HP for the active character based on 7.5% of Yao Yao's max HP. A maximum of 2 mega radishes can be thrown that way.
The weather's so nice. Let's go have a walk around the harbor.
Artifacts. Well, like I said, she can fulfill many roles. Similarly, she can be built in many ways. For a healer slash Dendro Applicator, going for a HP percent or energy recharge timepieces will be much better. If you want to spam her burst and want to rely on her bursts as well, you can go for a energy recharge timepiece. Or if you just care about her healing from her elemental skill, going for HP percent would be better. The goblet will of course be HP percent. As for the circlet, you can go for a healing bonus or a HP percent, depending upon what better substats you have. As for substats, going for energy recharge and HP percent would be good for a healer or a Dendro Applicator. For a bloom triggerer, going for elemental mastery or energy recharge or even HP percent timepiece would be a good option. Elemental mastery if you want a stronger bloom, energy recharge if you are going to rely on her elemental burst, and HP percent if you want more healing when she is triggering bloom. As for the goblets, you can go for an elemental mastery or an HP percent depending upon what you need the more. If you want more bloom damage, you can go for a elemental mastery goblet, or if you want more healing, you can go for a HP percent goblet. As for the circlet, of course it will be elemental mastery. Now, looking for the substats for a bloom triggerer, we will go for energy recharge, elemental mastery, and the last priority will be our HP percent. The last way you can build her is a Dendro spread DPS. Although it's not recommended because the damage output that Yao Yao can give as a spread DPS will not be that great. and you'll be sacrificing a lot of healing. Well, if you're going to build her going for elemental mastery, energy recharge, or even attack timepieces will be good. And Dendro damage bonus goblet with a crit circlet. As for the substats, you want to aim for crit rate, crit damage, elemental mastery, energy recharge, and attack percent. Now, I said you all the stats, main stats, and the substats that you want to build for a specific role of Yao Yao. Now, what artifact sets should you run on Yao Yao? 4-piece deep wood if you want to make Yao Yao a support so she can shred Dendro resistance of enemies for characters that are spread or bloom DPSs. And it is also a good set for Yao Yao's personal damage. If you don't have a 4-piece deep wood set, or if you have someone already running a 4-piece deep wood set, you can go for a 4-piece Tennessee of the Millilith, as it will give you an attack buff. Well, that might be helpful in some scenarios. Now, if you're going to build Yao Yao as a bloom trigger or a support that will provide elemental mastery, you can go for a 4-piece instructor set. Okay, it will buff your elemental mastery, and it is also good for bloom related team comps. For a pure healer, build, you can go for a 4-piece ocean hued clamp or 4-piece maiden, whichever you have better substats on. Now, if you're going to build a Yao Yao as a DPS, you can go for 4-piece gilded as well. Now, I hope you were able to understand the artifact section, as it was a little bit complex. If you didn't understand any bit, you can rewind the section or leave a comment down below. I will make sure to reply to each and every comment in this video. Now, let us talk about how much energy recharge she needs. Well, on the other hand, it also depends upon the type of weapon you're using on her and the other teammates. If there are any Favonius wielders in your party comp, or is there any battery that can provide Yao Yao with the Dendro particles. If you are not building a Yao Yao focusing on bursts, ER can be anything you want, okay? Or else going for a 180 to 200% is very ideal, okay? And this is if you have like someone that can at least provide you with a little bit of ER for Yao Yao. If you have like Yao Yao as your solo support, then building over 200%, like 200 to 210 would be great.
Huh? Did my spear just get lighter? It'd be great if it could get a little shorter too.
Now, let us talk about the weapon that she needs. Alright, as she can fulfill many roles, her weapon choices will, well, it'll gradually change from here and there. For a healer, support, or a Dendro Applicator, you can go for something like a Favonius Lance. Okay, Favonius Lance will give you the extra ER that you couldn't get from the substats, and it also requires you to build a little bit of crit rate, but that I hope that can be taken care of very easily. She can generate energy for herself as well as give white particles through the passive to other teammates that require energy recharge. If you're focusing on a pure healer build, you can go for a black tassel, as it would provide you with an insane amount of HP. Now, if you don't have enough energy recharge, the craftable prototype star glitter that can provide you with a huge amount of energy recharge is also ideal. If you're going to build like a bloom trigger, okay, for a bloom trigger type Yao Yao, any elemental mastery weapons like the Chitane Cross, Moon Piercer, and the Dragon's Bane being the best for a bloom trigger Yao Yao, okay, as it can provide you with the large amount of elemental mastery. If you don't have any other weapons, like I mentioned, if you have a Skyward Spine lying around, you can run that as well, as it can give you a little bit of damage, crit rate from its passive, and the energy recharge that you need from its secondary stat. If you're going to build a DPS Yao Yao, okay, focusing on crit rate, crit damage is vital. Okay, and in this section it'll come the Staff of Scarlet Sands, whose passive can also be used by Yao Yao if you're building tons of elemental mastery on her. You can run the Staff of Foma for the insane crit damage that it can provide you. Wavebreaker's Fin is also a good option as it will help you with the elemental burst damage. White Tassel for the free-to-play players and the Deathmatch for the Vulcan players is a good option. If you save up enough Star Glitter and bought a Blackcliff polearm, well, you can use that as well, but its passive will be useless against fighting enemies like bosses, alright? It is good for like a multiple enemy scenario, okay? But you can run that as well as it provides you a little bit of crit damage. And any other weapons that I forgot to mention, well, you can leave them in the comments down below for other players to see, okay?
Wow! I might even be able to lift Xiangling's sphere now! Yay! Oh, I really want to tell Master the good news!
Team comps, well, Yao Yao is a support, DPS, healer. She has many team comps where she can fit into. Even team comps that doesn't require Dendro, well, she can fulfill that role as well by being a healer. Okay, so one of the comps that you can run Yao Yao in is a aggravate comp, where Yao Yao is paired with 2 electro characters and 1 flex character. Okay, a team comp will follow like this. Yao Yao is paired with a aggravate DPS or a aggravate focused DPS like Sino or Kuching, and along with them is paired an electro support like Fischl, Miko, Lisa. And the last slot, well, you can keep another Dendro like Nahida, Dendro Traveler, or if you don't have any of the characters, well, I hope you at least have a Kazuha. Well, you can slot Kazuha in here as well for the electro damage bonus that he can provide you with. And he can help you swirl the electro. Another comp where Yao Yao can fit in is a spread comp with Al-Haytham. Al-Haytham is paired with a electro character like Fischl, Miko, Lisa, and Yao Yao is paired along with him as a Dendro support, a healer, or maybe even a Dendro Applicator to keep the quicken reactions uptime a little bit like more. As for the last slot, well, you can place another electro character like Miko, Lisa, or even Raiden. Okay, any of these characters will be good. If you want a good shielder, well, you can place Zhongli or even Diona in that comp. Another comp will be the Bloom comp, where Nilo is paired with another Hydro character like Xingqiu, Kokomi, Burst Ayato, and these 2 Hydro characters are paired with a double Dendro where Yao Yao can be one of those characters, and then having a Nahida in the team would be good. For a Hyper Bloom or Version comp, Yao Yao can be the Dendro trigger for Bloom, paired with a electro character like Raiden or a pyro character for Version like Xiangling. If you are pairing Xiangling with Yao Yao for a Version comp, I recommend you go with a Bennett, as pairing Xiangling and Bennett can be a good option as Bennett will provide Xiangling the energy that she needs to spam her burst on cooldown. Otherwise, if you're going for a Hyper Bloom, Yao Yao will be paired with Raiden and a Hydro support. And the last slot for the Hyper Bloom would be a flex slot like a Zhongli or a Diona. Well, it's all up to you. So, well, that's all for Yao Yao's guide. For a 4-star, she does her job very well and can fit in different team comps. And building her also sounds quite easy as she is very flexible and can fulfill many roles. Well, that's all for this video. I hope this guide was helpful. If yes, liking and subbing to the channel is greatly appreciated, as I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So yeah, that's all for now. Marvelous Gamer signing off. Bye bye.